Welcome to LVT-SHOWBIZ, the place to get the fastest, highest quality, most interesting updates and new perspectives on Chinese entertainment.
What if the most elegant, composed actress in Chinese entertainment secretly turns into a little baby, but only when one particular man is standing next to her? Tonight on LVT-SHOWBIZ, we are not talking about scandals, fights, or breakups. We are talking about something much more powerful and much more rare. How a woman like Li Qin, known for her grace and professionalism, seems to suddenly soften, giggle, and glow like a shy little girl whenever Chen Zheyuan is close by. Is it just acting? Is it just friendly chemistry? Or is it the kind of emotional safety that many people spend their whole life searching for? Stay with me, because the more you look at their moments together, the harder it becomes to pretend you don't feel something too. Li Qin has long carried a reputation that is almost untouchable, poised, polished, and quietly powerful. She is the kind of actress who seems to arrive already composed, as if the chaos of the room cannot reach her. Her public image is built on discipline, measured words, steady presence, elegance without effort. That is why the smallest change in her energy can feel enormous to an audience that has watched her for years. When Chen Zheyuan appears beside her, it is not that she becomes a different person, it is that a hidden layer begins to breathe. The melt is subtle. A fraction softer in the eyes. A smile that lingers a second longer than it needs to. A laugh that escapes before she can shape it into something formal. These are not grand romantic statements, but they are intimate in their honesty. They suggest comfort, an easing of the internal guard that most public figures keep firmly locked. And perhaps that is what captivates people most. Not the idea that she is suddenly fragile, but that she is finally allowed to be human. The goddess does not fall. She simply steps down, briefly, into warmth. Fans rarely fall in love with a single moment, they fall in love with a pattern. At first, the reactions came from tiny clips, so small they could have been ignored if not for the way they made people feel. Li Qin laughing a little too freely after a remark. The slight tilt of her head when she listens. The way her expression softens, as if she is responding not to the cameras, but to a person she trusts. None of it is dramatic. That is precisely why it lands. The audience begins to sense something familiar, the way people behave when they feel safe. When someone is truly comfortable, they stop performing even while being watched. Their reactions become unedited. Their body relaxes. Their eyes stop calculating. That is when cute becomes more than a surface description. It becomes an emotional signal. What makes fans pause is not just that Li Qin looks adorable, it is that she looks unguarded. She seems less like an admired public figure, and more like a woman letting her personality bloom in real time. The question, why is she so cute around him, is, beneath the teasing, a more serious curiosity. Why does she seem more herself here? And once that question enters the room, people cannot stop looking for answers. What deepens the story is seeing their dynamic outside the most obvious, promotional moments. In lighter settings, charity events, casual games, relaxed group interactions, the tenderness feels less staged and more instinctive. When the environment is not demanding a perfect performance, small truths often slip through. A quick glance to check if the other person is all right. A shared laugh that arrives at the same time, as if their rhythm naturally matches. These details create a different kind of comfort, not the comfort of romance or spectacle, but the comfort of trust. Charity settings, in particular, can reveal character. People tend to become more grounded when the focus is on something bigger than themselves. When Chen Zheyuan speaks with calm clarity, Li Qin's attention can look less like polite listening and more like quiet admiration. And in playful games, where reactions are spontaneous, her baby mode often appears not as an act, but as a reflex, an unplanned pout, a shy smile, a moment of mock sulking that quickly becomes laughter. What's new here is the sense that their connection has texture. It is not only sweetness, it is ease. It is the subtle feeling that they do not need to prove anything. They simply exist near each other with less tension. That kind of calm intimacy, visible even in ordinary moments, is what keeps audiences watching. Calling it baby mode makes it sound like a gimmick, but the deeper truth is emotional. Many people spend years learning to be composed, to speak carefully, to hold their feelings in, to appear capable at all times. For women especially, strength is often celebrated only when it looks tidy and controlled. Li Qin's public image reflects that reality. She is admired for being stable, polished, and self-contained. So when she becomes softer around Chen Zheyuan, the audience is not just witnessing cuteness, they are witnessing permission. This is why it touches viewers. Baby mode is not about being childish. It is about being safe enough to stop guarding every expression. It is about allowing your face to show what you truly feel, without fear of embarrassment. It is the courage to be unfiltered. A shy laugh, a small pout, a moment of warmth that escapes. These are signs that a person's nervous system is relaxing, not that they are pretending to be someone else. In that sense, the appeal becomes almost universal. Viewers recognize themselves, the version they show the world versus the version that comes out only with trusted people. And that's why this story feels more profound than a simple ship. It suggests that the right presence can make even the strongest person softer, not weaker, but freer. It is tempting to label him immediately, protector, boyfriend, future partner. But what viewers truly respond to is not a title, it is a tone. Chen Zheyuan's presence often reads as attentive without being possessive, gentle without being performative. He seems to notice her in the quiet gaps, when the spotlight shifts, when the room becomes awkward, when she looks slightly unsure. That kind of attention, even in small doses, can feel emotionally significant, because it is rare. Many people are surrounded by others and still feel unseen. The most compelling possibility is that he offers something simple, steadiness. Not the loud kind that announces itself, but the calm kind that makes another person exhale. If Li Qin's softness is the visible outcome, his sensitivity may be part of the invisible cause. It is not about grand gestures. It is about micromoments, his timing, his restraint, his ability to include her rather than expose her. Of course, kindness between colleagues exists. Respect exists. Friendship exists. But audiences sense an extra layer, because their energy seems to change each other. He appears more careful and more grounded. She appears more playful and less guarded. Whether romance or not, the dynamic reflects emotional maturity, a connection that does not demand attention, yet quietly holds it. Fans today do not just watch, they translate. They take fleeting moments and turn them into a language of their own, edits, compilations, slow-motion clips, thoughtful captions. But the newest wave of reactions goes beyond simply shipping. Many viewers are using this dynamic as a way to talk about emotional safety in their own lives. That is why the content spreads. It becomes relatable, not just entertaining. When fans create soft edits, they are not only highlighting romantic possibility. They are highlighting a feeling, the warmth of being treated gently. In comment sections, people often describe the same desire in different words. This is what comfort looks like. She seems so safe. He looks like he would never embarrass her. The reactions become less about fantasy and more about values. Kindness becomes the celebrity moment. And when trends like soft challenges appear, where viewers share personal stories of someone who brings out their softer side, the narrative shifts again. It is no longer only about Li Qin and Chen Zheyuan. It becomes a mirror. People recognize the parts of themselves that stay hidden until someone earns their trust. That is the real power of fan culture at its best. it turns celebrity fragments into human conversations. The story becomes a shared emotional experience, and that collective feeling is what keeps it alive.